We begin with breaking news out of the Middle East. There will be a 72-hour unconditional humanitarian ceasefire in Gaza. The announcement was made in a joint statement by the United States and the United Nations. The truce will begin Friday morning local time. And for the details, we go over to CCTV's Roee Ruttenberg, who joins us live from Tel Aviv. Roee.
Indeed, the news of that ceasefire coming from John Kerry speaking in New Delhi, backed by the UN and the U.S. Word coming from Robert Kerry, the UN Middle East envoy here, saying he got confirmation from both sides that they would hold to a 72-hour ceasefire. It's important to note that this, of course, is much shorter than the 7-day ceasefire that John Kerry had originally wanted when he visited the region a week ago. It is more than the 12-hour or even 24 hours that either of the sides so far has been willing to offer. What we do know is that it'll go into effect around 5 GMT on Friday morning, the start of the weekend here in the region. This is a Friday and Saturday weekend region, and we haven't received confirmation yet from the Israelis. I spoke to the Israeli military shortly after the report of that ceasefire came out, and they informed me that they had not received any information or confirmation from the government that they were to follow a ceasefire. We heard from Hamas's spokesman, Sami Abu Zuhri, saying that the, quote, resistance factions in Gaza, though, have agreed to a 72-hour ceasefire. However, if it's any indication, if the past is any indication of what we can expect, it means that in the hours leading to that ceasefire, there will be intense fighting. There were additional rockets coming into Israel shortly after that announcement coming from New Delhi, and obviously continued operations in Gaza. What is unique, though, is that just hours before this, we heard from the Israeli Prime Minister saying, with or without a ceasefire, his military would continue their operations to destroy those tunnels in Gaza. And we heard from officials in Gaza saying that they won't allow a ceasefire so long as Israeli troops continue doing just that. Somehow, some agreement appears to have happened, what I've already heard dubbed as speed dial diplomacy, with officials around the clock, around the world, trying to make this happen.
And Roee, how will the Israeli public respond to the reports of a ceasefire when they wake up?
Indeed, it's likely that many will welcome this. There's been some division within Israel about what exactly to do next, not just in public, but even in Netanyahu's own coalition. The prime minister there urging his ministers on Thursday to stand united in their front on the offensive in Gaza, saying that the prime minister's message to destroy those tunnels is his ultimate goal. Others saying that Hamas must be ultimately defeated. The Israeli society will likely react the same, but wanting to see some sort of relief in sight, some sort of end to this ongoing conflict. The casualty count in Gaza now topping 1,400, more than the last ground incursion more than 5.5 years ago, and also Israel suffering a much stronger blow, more than 50 soldiers killed in this ongoing conflict. And of course, we understand that delegates from Israel and the Palestinian Authority and the factions will be traveling to Cairo, putting the Egyptian government back again in the spotlight as a mediator after last week when it appeared there was frustrations in their failures to do so, putting them right back at ground zero, right in the middle of this discussion again. And it appears that many people at least will welcome their role in this conflict, being seen as having a close influence both on the Israelis and potentially also on the Palestinians.
All right, Roee Ruttenberg reporting live from Tel Aviv with that new news.